we're live. All right. Facebook Live, here is your weekly update from Gun Talk. Thanks for being with us and tuning in. Come on in. You see the little deal pop up on your Facebook, tells you that we're live. Tune in. And this is a forum, so ask questions, comment away, tell me how annoying my voice is, whatever you'd like to do here. Thought we'd just give you some updates from this week that are interesting. This is brought to you by Apex Triggers. You probably know Apex Triggers, aftermarket triggers for a lot of different pistols, make you a better shooter, make you look cool on the range. We'll talk about that in a minute. So in the news first, Jamey Johnson. Jamey Johnson, the country music artist, is not a terrorist. And he doesn't want to be treated like one. So you may have heard about this, but here's the story. He had a show at the House of Blues, and as they got off the bus, the House of Blues asked the whole band, wearing laminated credentials, to go through a metal detector before they could come in to the venue, the band, getting off the tour bus. So Jamey Johnson said, no, we ain't playing this. I ain't playing. I'm not going through a metal detector. I am the artist for tonight. Give me a break. This is a quote from one of his band members. As a member of Jamey's band, House of Blues management, Live Nation was wrong for how they treated the situation. Jamey was ready to give an amazing performance as he'd done every night. I stand with him on this. House of Blues didn't need to treat us like we were terrorists. They put a metal detector between Jamey's buses and the stage entrance, and the only people coming in and out of his buses was the band. His band and crew, and we all have laminated identification. We did not come to the House of Blues to be treated like we are going to kill the fans. If someone came backstage to harm anybody, you'd better pray there's a Jamey Johnson type individual around. Okay? So that was interesting, taking a stand against the venue and saying, no, we don't need to do this. Probably the venue didn't really think this through, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But that was an interesting story. Another one, a big win for gun rights. This week, and you know, if you listen to Gun Talk Radio, that the Second Amendment Foundation is doing a lot of things. They're targeting unjusts out there. Well, there's a policy, well, I shouldn't say a policy, I guess a law. When the Heller decision went through, Washington, D.C. had to allow concealed carry, but they could put reasonable restrictions on things. So one of them was you have to prove that you have good cause to get a carry permit. So the Second Amendment Foundation won a permanent injunction against the District of Columbia, which uses a good cause provision to deny carry permits. In the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, Judge Griffith wrote that, this is the quote from the judge, at the Second Amendment's core lies the right of responsible citizens to carry firearms for personal self-defense beyond the home, subject to long-standing restrictions. The district's good reason law is necessarily a total ban on exercises on that constitutional right for most D.C. residents. That's enough to sink this law under Heller. So really what was going on here is they'd say, you just provide us good cause that you need a permit. Well, guess what? No cause was a good cause, according to D.C. But, this goes on, but the district will continue to use the good cause provision while they wait to see if the case is appealed. It could to the full appeals court or straight to the U.S. Supreme Court. Aren't we glad that Justice Gorsuch is sitting there? Now, Apex Triggers, we've talked about them a little bit before on the show, and you may have heard about them. They started out with the M&P pistol, and they just improved that trigger, made it easy for people to install. They have them for Glocks, they have them for a lot of things. This is the Shield, and this has been a hot one. And they have them in a lot of different colors. They have them in red, they have them in purple, they have them in some other colors. You can find it on their website. Vikings fans, LSU fans, I don't know. But why would you want to replace your trigger and upgrade your trigger? Well, let's talk about that. Obviously, generally aftermarket stuff makes it a better product. This gives you, and this is very unloaded, I always like to check it a few times before I start pulling triggers, a crisp break, and the reset on this, you may even be able to hear it right there, and then it goes again. So it's going to help your shooting, because the last thing that happens before the gun goes off and it goes where you're aiming it is you pull the trigger. Now the goal would be to not upset your aim and but with your trigger pull. And that's what we're always talking about in all these instruction and all the TV shows and all that stuff. So one of the things that a flat trigger will do for you is to me, it's more consistent, right? I'm trying to do it this way for you. It's more consistent where your finger placement is. If it's curved, the leverage point can kind of change for you. But with a flat trigger, again, I just don't like to pull triggers inside a house. I don't know. There you go. And you get kind of a more consistent feel of the trigger, as far as I'm concerned. Easy to install. Look them up. Apex Triggers has a lot of cool stuff for you. All right, more stuff on the way. And one other thing about the Apex Trigger stuff is length of pull. You know, you can get different size of triggers and all that stuff and adjust it for your hand. How far you have to reach the trigger, how far you're going in. You may be having to change your grip if you can't really get a good purchase on the trigger, or you may be too far in like this. So those are some things that you can adjust when you have, you know, an adjustable trigger. Aftermarket triggers, kind of figure that thing out. August, we're almost there. Believe it or not, it's almost August. And August is National Shooting Sports Month. This is a new thing, new project that the National Shooting Sports Foundation is putting on. And here, I'll just kind of read you some of the highlights from this. I'm scrolling down so I can see if you guys have any comments or questions on our live video. Here we go. Okay. So, comments from this. Need an excuse to go shooting this month? Of course you do. Probably not, but in case you do. August is National Shooting Sports Month. It's a 31-day excuse to go shooting. All month long, ranges and retailers across the country are holding events, offering deals and sales, and an excuse to go shooting. You can find an event near you at shootingsportsmonth.org. You can cash in on deals and discounts. And you can find all that information about the deals and discounts and the retailers doing stuff at the website shootingsportsmonth.org. You can enter the sweepstakes. Just tell us how you're celebrating National Shooting Sports Month and you could win some amazing prizes. And, you know, it's one of those things that I bet that you could enter and you have a pretty good chance of winning. You know, it's probably not going to be millions. It'll probably be thousands of people. So go do it. Take some selfies of you, your friends, your family shooting. Post them up there or whatever it is. And then share it. Hashtag Let's Go Shooting is the theme for National Shooting Sports Month. Share the hashtag and your experiences on social media networks. Remind others to give target shooting a try. You know, and we're going to be talking about this more on Gun Talk Radio this week, so tune in for that. Most people, if asked to go shooting, would like to go. Even people who don't own a gun or have never shot before are interested in it. They're curious about it. So if you're watching this and you're a fan of the Gun Talk page, you're probably a shooter. You probably have some knowledge and some things that you can impart to somebody else and introduce them to it. So I really challenge you, I really encourage you to take someone shooting this month. It's National Shooting Sports Month. What more excuse do you need? A couple more things on Gun Talk Radio this week. We're going to be talking about the DC case that we just mentioned. National reciprocity. Bill's been introduced by Representative Hudson. We're going to have him on the show. We're going to have Alan Gurry, the attorney for the DC case, on the show. Let's go back to this. Requiring good cause to exercise your Second Amendment right. How would that go over if someone said to exercise your First Amendment right, you need to show good cause. You need to show why you need freedom of speech or why you need freedom of religion. How'd that go over? How do you think that people would react to that one, right? Also, something else we wanted to kind of cover here. Gun Dealio app, we've talked about it before. We have a deal going on right now. And here's the question for you. Since you got your concealed carry permit, what other training have you done? Besides going to a range and pulling a trigger. Someone else training you. You getting better. Or are we all just amazing shooters and we're like world champions right out of the box? I don't think so. If you haven't done any training, any instruction, since you've got your concealed carry permit, you should do that. Now, you could go take a class. Now, for me, I know we go, hey, classes are expensive and they're time consuming. A lot of times they're on the weekends. I have family commitments. Well, we have something for you. Our DVDs. Gun Talk has Concealed Carry 1, Concealed Carry 2, and a DVD called Fighting with the 1911, which is really just the basics of defensive pistol with Tiger McKee, awesome instructor. The Concealed Carry DVDs are with Vada Group, awesome instructors. And this is a cheaper, easier way to get a bunch of good instruction. A lot of stuff that you could practice at home. A lot of stuff that give you some drills to practice when you go to the range, when you go out shooting. And they're on shopguntalk.com. Or if you have the Gun Dealio app and you click through on the Gun Dealio app, there's a 15% discount on the DVDs. So if you're watching this, you may have your concealed carry permit, and even if you don't, probably instruction would be good if you're thinking about it, or if you even keep a gun in your home for self-defense. What instruction do you have? What expertise do you have? You know, check out the DVDs. It's certainly an easy way to get some good instruction, brush up, tune up. You know, we want to keep fresh on this stuff. And then, you know, let's see what else. I think that's it. I think we're done here. So get out there, take someone shooting, download the Gun Dealio app if you haven't, and we'll keep you posted right here on Gun Talk.